For Penny and myself to be here tonight. I remember many years ago a friend of mine invited me to go to his church for a homecoming, and Penny was singing that day, and I'd never heard her sing before, and I told him, I said, if she wasn't married, I'd marry her. And he told me the next day, he said she wasn't married, that was her brother she was singing with. And she found out what I said, and I had to live up to my word. But I've always appreciated her, because right after we got married, she kept me from going to the Army. They were about to draft me in the Army, and I said, there's no way I can go and leave anybody as pretty as she is at home. If I go, I'll have to take her with me. And they said, well, you're going, but you're not going to take her with you. And I said, well, if I go without her, I won't be any good to you, because she's the only one to make me mad enough to kill anybody. So, now, good to see a smile on your face. I want to do one that says, I'm drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. I've never made a fortune, and it's probably too late now, but I don't worry about that much. I'm happy anyhow. As I go along life's journey, I'm reaping better than I sowed. I'm drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. Ain't got a lot of riches. Sometimes the going's rough, but I've got friends that love me. That makes me rich enough. I thank God for his blessings and the mercy he's bestowed. I'm drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. I remember times when things went wrong and my faith got a little thin. Then all at once the dark clouds broke and the sun broke through again. So Lord, help me not to gripe about the tough rows I've hoed. I'm drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. And if God gives me strength and courage when the way gets steep and rough, I'll try not to ask for blessings. I'm already blessed enough. And may I never be too busy to help another bear his load, for I'll keep drinking from my saucer, 'cause my cup has overflowed. We was talking about the election, the president, and I asked them if they could name all the presidents. I said, no, Papa, we can't name them. I said, when I was your age, I could name every one of them. The youngest one looked at me and said, Papa, when you was our age, it wasn't but two. So, now it's good to see a smile on your face. A lot of you have asked me about the Gethsemane Quartet tapes, and we've got about 30 different tapes of the Gethsemane Quartet. Plus we got all the Gaither tapes and videos, and then we've got some kids tapes and videos. And we really got more than we need, so I hope you'll get you some of them tonight. Penny's got a solo tape. I've got a tape of just recitations. And then we've got 2 CDs and tapes that we did together. I've got 5 recitations on them. She's got 8 solos. And a lot of you are wondering what you get your friends for Christmas. And I'll tell you now what I'd like for you to get them. Some of these tapes. You buy a Gaither video, we'll give you any CD or tape out there that you want. It's been a joy to be with you tonight, and I've had a lot of requests for this next one entitled The Apple Tree. minister had just closed a revival meeting in a huge Midwestern city. Stepped on a train, was on his way home. Sat down beside of a young boy, nothing better to do. Just tried to start a conversation about the weather. He noticed he didn't get an answer. He looked and the young boy had tears running down his cheeks. He said, "Son, I'm a preacher. I'd be glad to help you if I can." The young boy, through his tears, proceeded to tell this story. He said, "Preacher, 2 years ago I got so mean at home, I even struck my dad. Dad called me in and said, 'Son, you're going to have to leave home. You're breaking your mother's heart.' For the last 2 years, I've wandered all over this country. 2 weeks ago, God gloriously saved me. Now I'm on my way back home." The preacher said, "That's all well and good, but how do you know you'll be welcome? How do you know that Mom and Dad will greet you with outstretched arms?" The young boy said, "Preacher, I've lived beside these old railroad tracks all of my life. Out behind our house is an old apple tree. I wrote Dad a few days ago and told him I'd be on this train, that if I was welcome home, just hang a white rag on top of the apple tree." Preacher, we're almost there. We're getting closer and closer. I can't bear to look. Would you look for me? The preacher dusted the window of the old train off and looked out. With a big smile on his face, he said, "Son, why, you don't have a thing to worry about. While that old apple tree's in full blossom, there's white rags hanging all over it from one end to the other. Down under the apple tree, I see an old gray-haired Mom and Dad. They're waving a big white bed sheet saying, 'Son, come on home.' You know, that's just the way it is tonight with the Lord. No matter how mean we've been, no matter how wicked we've been, no matter what we've done, if we'll just ask His forgiveness, He'll say to each and every one of us, 'Son, come on home. Come on home, son.'"
Isn't that true?